Back against Spoon. In next Bernardo Silva, and across comes Victor Lindelof. So far, Madison is in situations so relaxed, pulls the press off, passes it ever so quickly. Rodri, Stones, Foden, City dictating. Jeremy Doku. An outlet so far. Doku on this left-hand side for Manchester City. One thing Diego Dallo will be saying is, get close to me, to Garnacho. Make sure that I can show him onto my strongest foot, onto my right foot. I want to show him down the line as often as possible.
What's going on, guys? What's up?
She's good to be intercepted by Bernardo Silva. It's a particularly auspicious start in terms of the United goalkeeper. But here's Garnacho.
What is going on, guys? We also had the Calgary Flames yesterday cash for us. Gave that free play out. Yeah, we did do very well yesterday. And I told you guys I was a little hesitant about McDavid scoring over because of the Kraken's defense. And, of course, he went under. And McKinnon went under, too. But the Avalanche shot themselves in the foot. Only one power play. When the Avs don't get power plays, they're not nearly as good. I just sent out today's college basketball. We're coming off a 10-1, a 10-1 Saturday, which was great. I mean, could have easily been 11-0, to be honest. Seton Hall seems easy. They're playing UConn, so when it seems easy, guys, it's not. All right? If there's one thing about sports betting, guys, it's when the books are literally begging you to take Seton Hall. Manchester United just scored. When the books are begging you to take a side, I mean, I don't know if UConn's going to cover. I'm just saying. They're begging people to take Seton Hall. Please take Seton Hall right here. Right?
This is Route 1. It's direct, but what it is effective. Very, very effective.
I'm actually texting with Jesse right now about the three teams I think could win the NCAA title. Who could win the Final Four? I don't see how UConn loses, first of all. How does UConn not win the championship? I don't see that. UConn is so good. I mean, they're just a great team. I think we could see UConn. I think maybe Houston. Yesterday they found some offense. I think a dark horse though, Kentucky. If Kentucky plays like they've been playing the past week, I think Kentucky can beat anybody. But I bet UConn like 8-1 like a month ago. So yeah, Duke looks good, but when it comes down to tough, I'll take UConn's toughness. I'll take their grit, their experience over Duke. No one in the Big Ten should even make the tournament. I mean, Houston. I mean, not Houston. Purdue. Purdue. You know what sucks. You know what's crazy about the Big Ten is, the Big Ten is gonna get some bullshit berths, right? They'll find a way to put like some garbage ass Big Ten teams in that don't deserve it. Yeah, Michigan State's not very good. I mean, they should not make the tournament. A team who's hot right now, who I'd like to see, South Dakota State. South Dakota State. I mean, I think they're 17 and 14, but if they win their conference and get in, they can give some people trouble. I like the Roadrunners. Dayton, they just blew it on Friday night. Yeah, UVA should be cut. South Florida. South Florida has a chance to, if they get a good draw, they could make the round of 32, maybe surprise someone, make the Sweet 16. I don't want to see UVA in the. I do not want to see UVA in there. I don't feel like watching that garbage. I think FAU can. I think FAU is just as good this year as last year. The problem with FAU is I think FAU has a. They've been to the Final Four, so I think FAU right now is just going through the motions. I don't think Nova. I don't think Villanova, unless Villanova wins. Unless Villanova wins their conference, I don't see it. Tennessee. It's a good one yesterday, but listen, Tennessee and Rick Barnes in March. I mean, Tennessee's looked good, but they could easily lose early also. They can go cold and the Gators don't play any defense. I mean, that's their problem. They blow leads, they blow games. When UF is shooting, when UF is shooting lights out, they're like a poor man's Kentucky. But maybe the Florida can make the Sweet 16, but I don't think they could go much further than that. I had like two of the nicest emails yesterday that I've ever gotten from people within 12 hours. Arizona also, I mean, look, Arizona, if they avoided getting upset, I mean, I'm not going anywhere this year for March Madness. I'm staying here. Wow.
it away. It's ricocheting about him. Just here now, looking at the ball from Bernardo Silva. He does well to adjust his feet and swivel and hit the shot ball Foden.
I have 2 college basketball plays today.
One team that caused Manchester City so many problems this season was Aston Villa away from home, and they play a box system where they play the 4 at the back, the 2 in midfield, the 2 inverted wingers behind the 2 strikers, and that's the way Manchester United have effectively set up today. Crowd that midfield, know that when they break into wide areas, that's where the space is, and nullify Manchester City as much as you can.
We don't have any college basketball props in Florida for players, unfortunately. Somebody was asking me about NASCAR today. I haven't really looked at the race much. I'm still a little disappointed. I don't have a college basketball parlay today because there's not many games. So I always say if you want to do a parlay, just parlay the 2 plays I gave out to clients. Can you bet on women's games in Florida? I think so. Women's college basketball. They're going to be in South Beach for spring break in 2 days. South Beach? I hope you've got a gun, because South Beach during spring break gets kind of bad. Fort Lauderdale is becoming like one of the spring break destinations. You know, even in Fort Lauderdale, I don't go down to the beach at all. I won't go down at all during spring break. It's fucking crazy down there. But South Beach is a little. It gets really like hood down there. Lots of fights and stuff. Yeah, so Fort Lauderdale is like 45 minutes from South Beach. So where are you staying in Fort Lauderdale? I live in Fort Lauderdale, so like 2 minutes from the beach. Las Olas, they've added a lot of stuff the last few years. I like Moxie's. Moxie's is nice. If any of you are in Fort Lauderdale for spring break, my friend owns a club down off Las Olas called America's Backyard. It might be called like the Yard now or something. Check that place out if you've never been. Phil Foden misses 2 goals. My friend is owns America's Backyard. And they own a whiskey place in Delray Beach and Naples. Do I think Shane Lowry is going to win today? Let's take a look. He should. I mean, he should, but it's yeah. The weather. I was supposed to go on a boat this morning. We were supposed to go on a boat. Um, we were supposed to go out on a boat this morning to, anchor in off Hillsborough Mile, and it's a little too windy. So, but the offshore wind is a little stronger than Palm Beach Gardens. So, yeah, I mean, I'd bet. What's sick is on Wednesday I wanted to put Shane Lowry, and I think he was 40-1. And I didn't do it. Wednesday at the park. If you want to play Wednesday at the park, I'm down. I've never played there before. I wanted to bet Shane Lowry 40-1, and I didn't. I did hit a parlay, second round, 4-golf, 3-ball parlay. It paid 15-1. That was nice, but I did not bet Shane Lowry, which was stupid. But yeah, Aaron, I'm down to play Wednesday if you'd like at the park. I mean, so email me, and we can set that up. The Bears should not draft Caleb Williams. Shy picks is Justin Fields. He hasn't been officially traded, right? My friend who owns America's Backyard. He's from Chicago. He's from, I think it's Barrington. I think Justin Fields showed last year that he can be the starter. The Bears can't. The Bears are constantly going in reverse. I don't understand. How can they? I was a little tough on Justin Fields his first couple of years, but how can you judge Justin Fields on you have given him nothing to throw to, no running backs? You've given him no talent around him, really. You're gonna put Caleb Williams in that system. He's gonna get killed. Caleb Williams is gonna get killed in Chicago. And what makes it worse for Bears fans is Caleb Williams. His dad wants part of the team. Equity. But yeah, Aaron, if you want to play golf Wednesday, I train at 5 a.m. But besides that, I'm free most of the day. So if you want to play, shoot me an email. Caleb Williams will be the softest person in Chicago since Juicy Smollett. I could see Caleb Williams going to Subway with Juicy Smollett at like 2 a.m. Juicy Smollett.
Dallo as he goes to close down. Just having a look at it, but his arms in.
That's how you say his name, right? Juicy.
That's never a penalty. It allows Manchester United to reset because they've taken the corner quickly. Manchester City, it could have caused a problem to them. It switched off.
Did you ever see those like twin brothers from like Nigeria who like he paid to attack him? Those dudes were fucking huge. Yeah, everyone knows Chicago is MAGA country, right? Chicago, though, I mean, how do you guys vote for Brandon Johnson? You know, that guy. I don't know what Chicago is doing, but they can't get their sports right now. They can't get the mayor right. Shy Picks, you loved Justin Fields for 3 years and now you hate him. I'm just the opposite. He proved himself to me and now I think he should stay. Look, I'll trade Justin Fields right now. I'll trade Justin Fields right now for Tua, right? I'll give you Tua and we'll take Justin Fields on the Dolphins. Favorite sandwich spot in Fort Lauderdale? Jersey Mike's. Are you talking sandwich or subs? Las Patas is. I went to Las Patas a few days ago. I had a salad though. Jersey Mike's is so good. All right, we'll trade. The best pizza in Fort Lauderdale is Times Square Pizza. Times Square Pizza on Oakland Park Boulevard and US 1. Times Square Pizza is the best pizza in Fort Lauderdale. The best New Jersey style pizza in Fort Lauderdale. Bottom line, I mean, it's not even close. How like Dave Portnoy hasn't been there yet is beyond me. He goes to all these trash pizza places around here. Times Square Pizza shits on Pizza Time. My father-in-law likes Pizza Time, but the corn nuggets from Legends are on my Uber Eats favorites with the honey sauce, the little honey, the honey dip they give you, the honey butter. Shit is so good. Legends has a great Caesar wrap, and they've got great boneless wings. Public subs are great, but if you're getting like a special, like Public subs, the chicken tender sub is great. Las Patas, Las Patas is great too, but it's a huge sub. Like if you eat Las Patas, you're not doing anything for the rest of it. Like if you eat a large Las Patas sub, you're not doing anything for the rest of the day. Yeah, Public subs are great. I haven't been following swimming right now. What other places are good? Cafe Martirano. Um, you know, Jersey Mike's has like a turkey club sub, a club sandwich. I mean, like a turkey club sub. It's like bacon with bacon, turkey, bacon, honey mustard. So good. And the thing, Jersey Mike's has really good bread. I've never been there. Boca has some good spots now too. I didn't give out any plays on here. Those were like client plays I gave out in the client chat. We could take a look at NHL right now. I'll give an NHL play. I don't like the Coyotes Capitals over. I mean, anytime you're playing with the Caps over. But you know what? The Coyotes offense is kind of hot right now. If you can get the Coyotes team total at 2.5, I would take a look at that. Okay, so we'll play that, guys. All right. For a free play, we will give out the Coyotes over 2.5 minus 140. Primo Hoagies, Primo. I think those are the worst. I wouldn't say the worst. Like the worst is Blimpie. I put Primo just above Blimpie. Like not very good. Hard Rock, the Guitar Hotel tells me that they're building a sports. They're going to be having a sports book ready for next football season, where the buffet used to be. So, I think they're going to put one there. I don't know if they'll put one on Coconut Creek. Blimpie was the shittiest sub place ever. Blimpie, I haven't been there probably since elementary school. Blimpie used to charge you extra for cheese on your sub. Like, fucking cheese comes with a sub. Is that VNS and Boca? Is that like off US 1? VNS, that's that place right off US 1, right? Like north of Glades on the west side of US 1. The thing is with these, I don't know how much money they're making out this. Like these slot machines they have make so much money, so I don't see them taking out any slots to put in a sports book in. Coconut Creek. I mean, so I've been going to Coconut Creek in the daytime sometime. Like that place is fucking packed 24/7. Those slot machines are packed. Like I've never seen the slot machine is so packed like at Coconut Creek. It's crazy. It's like all locals there. It's just always packed. Yeah, VNS and Boca. I mean, they have good subs. The bar that they have at Coconut Creek is a joke. I mean, that little bar they have, that sports bar, it's fucking so shitty. That bar is so shitty they have there. It's a total waste of space. They could make that into a sports book. It is just That bar is so shitty. Every time I walk by there, I think like, why don't they do something with this space? It's so shitty. I don't understand what they're doing with that. You can make that into a sports book and have people in there all day long. You want to sell drinks, you want to sell drinks and shit. Like put people in there all day long watching games. You're gonna sell a ton of drinks. That's another thing. Also, what's up with like? I went to the Hard Rock last night. They charge for. How do you charge for drinks like at table games? $25, $50 minimum craps. You charge for drinks. Like I don't. That's another thing. Yeah. I do like Coconut Creek. Coconut Creek has like these tubs of water. You just walk around and you can pick up water if you want. Bottles of water, you can just walk up and just take them. I think that's a good. Maple and Ash was good when I was in Chicago. I liked Chicago a lot, actually. The places to eat in Chicago were so good. I want to say we went to this place, Prime Italian. That place was so good. It was like right on the water. I think it was called Prime Italian. So good. I don't know what the law is for Florida, but they should probably change that. If you get free drinks in Vegas while you're playing and pretty much anywhere else, I mean, it should be free drinks. They should party with Tootsies and make their sports book a bar. I mean, I've never been in Tootsies once in my entire life, to be honest. The steakhouse at Coconut Creek, the New York Yankee Steakhouse, is good. It's very good actually. They have probably the best bread. The New York Yankee Steakhouse in Coconut Creek probably has the best bread of any steakhouse I've ever been to. They had this like cinnamon raisin bread, where it's like raisin bread with the butter. Dude, this shit was so good. And they have these hot pretzels. They give you these hot pretzels with butter. Oh man, so good. The bacon is good there also. The pretzel bread is so good. I think Tootsie's was like a former Costco or Sam's Club, something like that. But I don't really go south of like Dania ever. I try not to go down there. Um,
This experience from Casemiro. Little look at Haaland. Knows Haaland wants to win the header.
Thinking I go to the mall today or something. But anyways, guys, I wanted to come on here and talk about I got a couple nice emails yesterday from clients. The two nicest emails I've probably ever gotten in 10 years of doing this. Yeah. One of them made me like tear up a little bit, actually. One of my followers said he would watch my football shows, last football season, like with his dad. And, he would follow all my football plays last season with his dad. And his dad died. His dad had MS. And they'd watch my football show together and, bet the football plays together. And, he would do that with his dad on weekends. And his dad had MS. And he passed away. So he was telling me like, thanks for, giving them the shows so they could watch them together and stuff. It was very very touching. You know.
To affect the game, to hurt the opposition. And they suss that out and they find a solution to that in this first half.
Yeah, MS is a very tough disease. You know. Um, but yeah, that was I mean, very touching email. You know. But I also wanted to, you know, I see like a lot of negativity on Twitter and stuff. For me, pretty much all the time, I'm just, you know, trying to be a positive person all the time. You know, like yesterday, um, when I woke up, I said, "Listen, guys, it's a bad day to be a bookie today, right? If sometimes, you know, if you just, you know, if you're just positive state of mind all the time, I mean, you're gonna do better than always being negative. You know, always being down on yourself. So, I definitely recommend being upbeat all the time. Always think positively because you know good things can happen. I did give out a play. It's right here on the screen. It's the if you want the free play, it's right here on the screen. You guys can see this, right? And I used to get like my first couple years here, I would get so mad at like trolls and stuff. I don't even care anymore. Like, there's nothing someone can say to me where it's like gonna make me that angry. You know, I always just laugh. Um, but yeah, always be positive, guys. Like, you know, every day is a new day, and I think the most important part, like people always ask me for tips and stuff. You know, what can I do to be successful or whatever? I do like UConn team total, so that's one of my plays. I love UConn. But anyways, guys, so people always ask me like, "Oh, what's my number one tip on being successful?" Right? Um, I'd say my number one tip to be successful, like number one, the foundation. You know, the foundation I think to success is like waking up early. You know, waking up early. Um, I'll give you an example, right? Like I wake up every day during the week at 4:15. Right? I work out. I have a trainer at 5 a.m. I get to the gym 4:50 in the morning during the week, during the weekdays. Um, I think waking up early and Foden. Anyways, I think waking up early, guys, and getting after it, like early in the morning, I think that's the most important part of the day. You know, you think about it, you're waking up, you're doing something. What most people are sleeping, right? 99% of the world is sleeping. You're up there, you're already working, getting it. I think being healthy, also, obviously, if you're going to the gym early in the morning, you're going to be pretty healthy, right? So I think getting up and getting after it early. You're at Throw a Social right now. at 11:15 a.m. But yeah, so people always ask me for tips on, what they can do to be successful, and I think that's one of them. Oh my God, Holland just missed the tap-in goal.
All I was expecting was to see Haaland wheel away and celebrate.
I'll give you guys an example. So all week, Monday through Saturday, I woke up at 4:15 in the morning, right? I'm at the gym 5 a.m. or a little before, even on Saturday. So so that's when I tweeted yesterday morning, like early, like it was like, 6 a.m. or whatever. Today's going to be a bad day for the books, right? Because I'm feeling good. After the gym, I'm feeling real fucking good, right? I'm in my bag, like, you know what they say. Today I went out last night. We went to the Hard Rock, played some slot machines. I didn't drink or anything, but went to dinner at the Italian place. And today I woke up at like 7:15. I felt like total shit. Headache. I don't feel good. I got a headache. So it's like waking up. If I don't wake up early every day, my day is fucked up for that day that I didn't wake up early. So you struggle waking up earlier than 7. And I go to bed at like midnight. I wake up at 4:15, 4:20. So after a while, you just get used to it. Do I have any tips for you? Yeah, if you're setting an alarm on your iPhone, set like 4 alarms. Set your alarm, set like 4 alarms on your iPhone. That's what I do. So my alarms are 4:10 a.m., 4:12, 4:15, 4:18. Right? So I set 4 alarms back to back to back to back. And then just honestly, just like, don't hit hit the snooze for the first 2 if you want, but don't do it for the last. You just, once you put your feet on the floor, you're gonna be up, right? So highly global. This is my career. I do. That's how I do lives from here at, noon on a Tuesday. I haven't had a job outside of this, and a lot of years. This is all I do. But I also sell picks, so I make money doing that. Get. I live in Fort Lauderdale, yeah. Get. How do I avoid being limited by books? I do get limited by books. I've gotten limited by nitrogen. doing this for so many years, not good. I haven't been limited by like DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff because I don't use those books as much. I don't really use DraftKings and FanDuel, because I don't live in a state where, we have DraftKings and FanDuel. So when I use DraftKings and FanDuel, I'm using those when I'm like at my wife's parents' house in New York or I'm on a trip. So the sample is not big enough for them to ban me. I've been banned by a few online books like Nitrogen Bets. It's a Bitcoin book. They banned me. Bet Online. I have a big platform, so Bet Online hasn't banned me. But Bet Online, I can't bet live. Like Bet Online does not let me bet any live bets, which sucks. So I haven't been banned. I just like they'll limit me. Like Bet Online, the most I can bet for a live play is $25. And Hard Rock will never ban me because of my social media platform. And I did a lot for Hard Rock to like helping them like, when they were fighting to like open and stuff. I did a lot for them like, against their opponents, right? Like, bad mouthing their opponents and stuff and stuff like that. So Hard Rock will never ban me. I would take, if you're gonna bet live, I would take over. I would take Man City over. No, fuck that. I wouldn't bet anything. I haven't. Fanatics bet. They suck. It was PointsBet. PointsBet was like one of the worst sports books I ever had seen. I hit PointsBet for a few big golf wins a few years ago. Have I been approached by books to give plays I don't like? No. Yeah. Most sports books, they want people to like have good experiences, so they keep coming back. So you could meet Premier League legend Ian Wright and watch one of the final matches for the season, brought to you by Barclays Bank. To enter for a chance to win. But no, it's not that easy. Just give a play you don't like. Even if I didn't like a play, it still has a chance to win. You know what I mean? So, no books ever have done that. I wanted to take Shane Lowry on Wednesday, and I didn't. So, EVR's 5 under. I got 76.5 for UConn. But anyways, if you guys want to, want to be successful in doing whatever, it definitely starts with waking up early. The worst I ever was it was my first year or two out of college where I was just so lazy. I was waking up at 9 a.m. And just feeling like a piece of shit and a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't sleep that much, but you get used to it, You don't need to sleep 8 hours a day. Right? Like, you don't want to sleep 8 hours a day, guys. You don't need that. Okay. 9 a.m. is very, very late. I mean, it's 9 a.m. is late to wake up unless if you work until 10 p.m. or something like that, or if you're working until midnight, you know. But if you're working at 9, if you're working till 5 p.m. every day and you're waking up at 9 a.m., I mean, you don't need 8 hours of sleep, right? Like, I'd say 6 hours max, you're good. I sleep like 5.5. I mean, that's good for me. You get used to it, but no one should be waking up at 9 a.m. unless they work a night shift or something like that. Unless you're a cop and you work till 4 a.m., right? Yeah, if you want to sleep longer, go to bed earlier. But people don't need the whole 8 hour. You need 8 hours of sleep thing is the most overrated. It's like total bullshit. Like this, really think about it, right? So 8 hours, a third of the day, right? So if you're sleeping 8 hours every day, I mean, you're sleeping a third of your life. 1/3 of your life, you're fucking sleeping, right? Think about that. That's a long time, right? Get. Um, so yeah, but that's what works for me. So, but I do know, I'll tell you guys this. So going to the gym at 5 a.m. When you're in the gym at 5 a.m., you're not gonna see you're not gonna be meeting. If you're in the gym at 5 a.m., you're not gonna be in there with a bunch of losers. Most of the people in the gym at 5 a.m. are there because they're like-minded like you. They're healthy. You don't really see unhealthy people in the gym at 5 a.m. Right? I don't think athletes need more sleep for recovery. I mean, I played sports. I swam for the United States. I was on the U.S. national team. I was on the U.S. World Championship team. Right? Like, you don't need. I used to swim for the United States. I was going to bed at midnight, waking up at 4:30 in the morning, going to practice. I do the same thing now. So the whole athletes need to sleep longer for recovery. I think that's not necessarily true. But anyways, people in the gym at 5 a.m., like a lot of stuff, going to the gym at 5 a.m., a lot of good stuff leads from that, right? One of my friends that I work out with, he's on Twitter also, Triple Comma Sports. I work out with him in the mornings, most mornings. And he has his real estate license as well. He doesn't sell real estate, but he had an inside at one of these new luxury buildings, like Ritz-Carlton in Fort Lauderdale, right? He had an inside into one of those. He sold like 6 units at the Ritz-Carlton to people in the gym who work out at 5 a.m., right? So he got those deals. That's millions of dollars in commissions. He got that just from going to the gym at 5 a.m. and meeting those people, making those connections. And he doesn't even sell real estate. So when you go to the gym like that early in the morning, you're meeting like good people. You're meeting like-minded, driven people too. So that's another thing that opens up doors for you. So one thing leads to another, right? Like one good decision leads to another good decision, leads to something good happening. I swam. A lot of people know that on here, actually, but if you pay $100 a month for picks, how much should my bet size be? I don't think how much you pay for a month for picks really has anything to do with your bet size. I mean, if you pay $100 a month for picks, you could bet $10,000 a game. I mean, I don't know. It's more like, what is your bankroll, right? say my bankroll is this much. How much should my bet size be? But how much you pay for picks doesn't really have anything to do with your bet size, in my opinion. But it's definitely being, it's definitely being disciplined. I mean, if I wasn't up and always, energetic and up early and stuff, it would, I'm on Twitter for 18 hours a day. It would be tough, to do that. But, and you got to be able to multitask and stuff like that. So I don't really drink either. That's another thing. Like, I'm not against drinking, but, drinking, I mean, getting drunk and stuff, that doesn't really lead to like great decisions. And I never did any drugs, right? Besides, I mean, I take Adderall for ADD, but I never did any drugs. I think that's like obviously key. Plus today, like, hold on, I gotta get my cat out of here. All right, get. You're out. So we're not going on the boat? What? All right. I'll be done in a bit. If your bankroll is $350, how much should we be betting on a play? $20. I don't know. Definitely don't drink and bet, for sure. I mean, drinking and betting is a bad idea. Drinking and gambling in general is just a bad idea. Like, would you drink before you went to do a test at school, right? It's the same thing. Like, you don't want to drink before you put in a bet. So, but I'll have drinks here and there, I mean, do my family or other people? No, my family, I mean, my wife, she's a stay-at-home wife. So we're at home all day. My friends, I mean, everyone says I have the best job in the world. I don't think anyone really gets jealous of it, but it's a great job. But, it's definitely a lot of pressure, especially on days like yesterday when I tweet like, hey, we're going to crush today, right? You have to like come through. What does a unit mean for betting? So I actually explained this on my website. So if you go on my website, beatinthebookie.com, and if you go on my website and you go to the FAQ section, frequently asked questions on my website, it talks about units and stuff like that. So it explains units a little more for you. So if you're wondering about units and stuff, you can go on my website and that'll help you. I don't know how much income in someone's bankroll. I mean, that's how much should someone be betting is like, that's more of a personal decision for them. Like, if you make $40,000 a year, you shouldn't be betting $10,000 on a game, right? So it's kind of, you should always bet. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. That's what the golden rule is, right? Take your just take your bankroll, right? Subtract your bankroll from whatever you're doing. If you can afford to lose your entire bankroll and be fine, then that amount of bankroll is good for you. But if you subtract your bankroll and you can't afford to lose, if you can't afford to lose that money, don't bet. Right? So, I get emails sometimes where guys are like, "Hey, I have $2,000 this week for my rent that's due in 10 days. Can you help me make another $2,000 so I can pay my rent and have 2,000?" I'm like, listen, dude, like you should not be betting your rent money, right? And I don't. It's like I'm not gonna help you. Like, you could lose this rent money, right? You could easily double, triple it, right? 10 times it in a week, but you could also lose it, you know. And what would happen if you lost it, right? So always bet money that you can afford to lose. That's the most important part. Um, it's just like anything else, right? Um, yeah, I think for me, like NHL, college basketball, I think have the best edges. Soccer also, um, because I talked about this yesterday. NHL, the players are more consistent. NHL players they're playing every night. They're not sitting out games. The first line is playing with 4 minutes left in a blowout. Yeah, baseball is good too because baseball is more predictable. So um, I think the smallest edge is on the NBA, right? I have UConn over 76.5. So, but anyways, guys, I think NBA has the NBA has the least edge because NBA players they take off all the time, right? They don't feel like playing tonight, or they foul out quick, or they get injured. It's or they just don't care, right? So I don't really bet much NBA. I don't think there's much of an edge in NBA. But how much you bet relative to your income should be your decision. But don't be crazy and bet money that you don't have. That's why I'm not a big fan of betting on credit, because people get these credit accounts, they get accounts with credits and stuff. And then they they'll ask for them to up their limits and stuff. And then, pretty soon they're down 3,000 and they owe the bookie 3,000, 3,000 money that they don't have. So, um, units should be, yeah, I mean, that's generally a good rule. Um, but if you have a smaller bankroll, say your bankroll is $200, right? Like you're not going to bet 1% on a play, right? You're not going to bet, you know, if your bankroll is $200, you're not going to bet 1% on a play, like $2, right? And then I would change to like $10, right? So I think the 1 to 3% that can be a fluctuating scale depending on how big or small your bankroll is. I like Eric Van Rooyen. Manchester City today, they're not looking very good. The Devils, man, the Devils are playing today. The Devils have been a total disappointment. I will be doing the Arnold Palmer. I just wanted to take this week off of golf just because I'm not a big fan of this tournament. Memphis versus UAB, I'm not on that game. Memphis has been all over the place, so I gave out 2 plays to clients, college basketball. There's not many plays today. Sundays and Fridays are always light. The biggest single bet I've ever hit, like 110,000 for a parlay. People saw that on my Twitter. It was a year and a half ago. I could pull that up. Let me see. You can probably pull it up. Let's see. I've had a few of those, quite a few actually. Yeah. How do you scroll down this shit? How did I celebrate? I didn't celebrate. I don't. I mean, here it is. This is from May 2022, so almost 2 years ago. The next day, I hit one for 50,000 also. So we found a lot of big ones. Yeah. Coyotes over 2.5, minus 135. When I won that parlay, I just wanted, I was sweating it so bad because every leg had hit, and the last leg, I think it was like the Dodgers Diamondbacks over, and this is when I didn't on Bet Online. I couldn't get I couldn't get Bitcoin in the account fast enough, right, to hedge it, right? And I certainly couldn't get 50,000 in fast enough to hedge it, right? Tie game 1-1. I couldn't get money in fast enough, so I didn't hedge it. And the game started out, it was like zeros. It was the Angels versus Dodgers, I'm gonna say something like that. And I want to say Fernando Rodney came in, or someone was just terrible. Gave me the win, but I remember I told my wife, "Hey, I just won 100,000." She was like, she was half asleep. She was just like, "Oh, okay." And I didn't really celebrate much. I was happy. I was like, yeah, it's more about the winning. Yeah, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to winning, just because I'm like ultra competitive. But you know, it was nice for sure. Hit a bunch of ones in NHL for 50,000. Um, I got one right on here. Let's see. I don't know if I can share this one. Does it let me? I hit $550 to win 50,500 NHL. So, I love to celebrate. Like when you hit right away, it's nice. It feels good. But what am I gonna do like to celebrate on a Tuesday night at midnight when my wife's sleeping and my daughter is sleeping in her room? I would never play a college basketball over at minus 160. Never. Who gives you minus 160 for a college total? That's ridiculous. Definitely wouldn't touch that. That's some terrible odds. Let's look at what it is on the Hard Rock. Like if you're gonna play over 136 at minus 160, and the total is 139, which the total got steamed a little bit. So, the Yukon team total, I gave it at 76.5. It's already 78.5 on Hard Rock, so it's gotten steamed. That's because the game starts in 10 minutes. Everyone's betting on it. So, does the IRS audit me all the time because of what I do? No, because I have. It's just like any other company. I have a corporation set up, so unfortunately, I have to pay a ton of taxes. But everyone has to pay taxes, so. What makes it easier is I have a bunch of clients who actually work for the IRS. So my highest tax bill has been a lot, unfortunately. I pay quarterly estimations, but I will say that Um, my first year's paycheck when I worked for a company in 2008, 2008 when I worked for a company, an investment company. My paycheck for that year would be about 1/3 of my taxes that I've paid in a year now. So it can definitely sting. I mean, I don't really mind like paying the taxes. What I do mind is like what they do with your tax money, right? Because everyone has to pay taxes, but how they spend my tax money, I have a problem with that for most of the time, right? But everyone does, just the typical problems that Americans have with the government. So it is what it is, though. Yeah, Florida has no state income taxes, and Florida has, this is what's better. Florida has no income taxes on casino wins, on so on jackpots and stuff. So, um, that's a big thing. How long do I research? I wouldn't say there's any amount of time I research. I would say, I mean, the research is like infinite. So, um, if you're looking for a free play, I gave this free play out. That's right here right above my head. Coyotes over 2.5, and we've seen it go from -130 to -140 now. So I can tell you, there's probably one person that's giving that out, and that's just me. So that's why it's moving. But I would say research is like never ending. It's not like, oh, let me go into my office today and research some odds. It's like I mean, it's infinite, really. I mean, I could go the entire football season with making my own odds, and they would be only like a point, half point, 1.5 points off the sportsbook odds. So I'd say just researching is just infinite. I already, like if you always prepare, you don't have to. If you're always prepared, you don't have to prepare like for that moment, because you're always preparing for it. So that's kind of how I feel. But it's infinite. I mean, I'm always looking at shit. What's going on, Dwayne? I appreciate it, Mace. But yeah, I mean, the research is infinite. I'd say the most I do for research is actually like watching games. I watch a ton of. All I do is watch sports. I think nothing can replace watching sports. So when handicappers say, "Oh, I don't watch the sports," I just bet the numbers. I hate when people say that. The only pick I've given out is right above Coyotes over 2.5. You guys asked me about a little NASCAR, so even though NASCAR angers me because of how he lost. Can I not scroll or something? The Pennzoil 400 today. All right. Yeah, the mom actually, she messaged me, so I told her to reach out like a month before the season. So yeah, this race is in Vegas today. Last week I was very salty. That was just a terrible way to lose. All right. But I hate Daniel Suarez now. So hold on. I gotta get out of here, guys. But I'm gonna take. Joey. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take. I do like the Austin centric. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Austin centric plus 195 for a top 10. Austin centric plus 195 top 10. And I'm gonna take. I'm not going to take Kyle Larson because it's just terrible odds. I'm going to take Brad Keselowski to win plus 3,000. So that's Centric top 10 plus 195. Brad Keselowski plus 3,000. And I'm going to take I'm going to take William Byron again plus 700. I'm going to tweet those right now. All right, guys. This has been a nice chat. Yeah, Tyler Bass is dead to me. So I know how you feel, Dwayne. Tyler Bass is still dead to me. I don't want to see that guy kick another field goal anytime soon. I can still remember 2 seasons ago opening, not this past college season, but the season before that, Florida State versus LSU in New Orleans at the Superdome. I lost 15,000 probably on a LSU block extra point at the end of the game that would have sent the game to overtime. You know, that was brutal. My dad was already cashing the ticket. My dad was like, "Oh my God, you won." And I'm like, "No, they gotta kick the extra point to tie it." My dad's like, "It's an extra point. It's college. They kick from the 2-yard line. He's gonna make it." Blocked. That was. I still remember that one. That one hurts. I do have pretty much every sports package on my TVs and computer. So kickers are the worst. Kickers are the worst. But anyways, guys. All right. It's noon. Put the UConn game on. Kickers are not people. Remember that. I don't do Copa America, guys. It's not South American soccer, Central American soccer. I think the worst league in the world is Brazilian leagues. I just not a big fan. But listen, anyways, guys, so I am out of here. All right. Gave the UConn team total out. And I gave the Coyotes over 2.5 goals. And we got it at 130. Now it's minus 145. So you can definitely see we've been moving the line on that one. I do not know when Hard Rock where Hard Rock's bet's going to be next. I think it's going to be Las Vegas because they're building the the Mirage into the next Guitar Hotel. So, but anyways, guys, have a great day. All right. Take tomorrow if you don't, if you don't have anything going on tomorrow, wake up early, hit the gym at 5 a.m., get your week started on the right foot. And I promise it will, change your life for the better. So have a great Sunday, guys. Let's cash these tickets. See you later.